army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, hoodoo, bitch.
Dying Light 2, the problem child, the misunderstood black sheep, or maybe the rightfully hated on rough diamond. It's viewed in a much softer, less crude light these days after countless updates and a crazy amount of support, much like the original game. Dying Light 2's Stay Human received many improvements to its gore, stamina system, and parkour. They added in guns, a change I'm highly opposed to. For the first time ever in the history of both Dying Light and Dead Island, they both had competition. Dead Island 2 dropped a year after Dying Light 2. Dying Light helped Dead Island 2 become better, and the same can be said for the continued support of Dying Light 2. 22 years after the events of the following, we take control of Aiden Caldwell. We journey through Villador, the final bastion of hope in the apocalypse.
The world ended. The few who survived had to learn to live anew. The Harran Virus turned most of humanity into bloodthirsty monsters. When twilight comes, the most dangerous of them, animals, come out to feed. Mighty, ravenous, unrelenting. My name is Aiden. I'm a pilgrim. I deliver packages. I was sent to Villador, the last bastion of humanity, to extract important information.
You're mentored by Kyle Crane's friendly acquaintance, Spike. Remember Spike from Dying Light? You meet him first thing in Dying Light 2.
For you.
A gift?
A gift from the heavens, to be more accurate. I've just found it, by the owner's dead body. May it be of more use to you. Here.
It's gone flat.
Look at you and your sophisticated palate. Drink. Who would have thought the end of the world could be so peaceful?
At least until night falls.
True. I wish Crane could have seen this.
Who?
Doesn't matter.
The parkour is more intricate, and overall the world is more living and vertical. The foliage growing all over gives the look and feel of an I Am Legend or Enslaved Odyssey to the West apocalypse. The world looks and feels like nature is taking it back. The elements of choice and illusion of effect on the world around you makes the quest and characters feel a bit more natural. I know people always fight against the, is there actually really a choice and consequence, or am I just getting a perceived notion of consequence? And in the case of Dying Light 2, the choice and consequence given to you is very small in its case of effect, and it's a bit more Ubisoft-like than it is a Outer Worlds or Fallout-like in its choice and consequence. Friendly and deadly NPCs roam the world, fighting zombies and scavenging. The nightlife was gutted and stripped of all the elements that made surviving after the sun went down so tense and unpleasant in the original game. Instead, there's a GTA-like wanted level to make volatiles appear. Most volatiles only show up in the lab dungeons you traverse, which are well designed, and they later fix these issues among others. And while I'd still highly recommend the base Dying Light 2, these improvements make it that much easier to keep recommending it to people. Aiden Caldwell is no Kyle Crane, but he's still a very fleshed out character from the get-go compared to the ignorant bliss of Kyle in the beginning of Dying Light. Kyle grows and becomes a much better character with time, but Aiden is pretty likable and easy to sympathize with all the way through.
Too late. By a few years. This recording must have been made years ago. And when the electricity went on, it started playing in a loop.
His search for his sister and his past, the main villain and all the added complexity to the lore and world of Dying Light are a nice touch. Aiden's interaction with the characters in the world are just a touch more natural than in the prior game. Of course, the draw for these games are the physics, gore, and a B-movie plot filled with zombie apocalypse mayhem. In that regard, it's as good as ever. Earlier, I mentioned my dislike towards adding full-blown firearms in Dying Light 2. The main reason for this is because you have a Bloodborne-esque simple quick-use shotgun made out of random parts. But for the most part, everything feels like a post-apocalyptic medieval fantasy. It's been so long that resources have become even more scarce, all the weapons look more scrappy than in the original. Everything is a bit more focused on the close quarters and the verticality of the immense skyscrapers. I think adding a slew of guns destroys that entire approach to this world. The medieval zombie apocalypse was a huge draw for me. Like the world is slowly reverting back into the Dark Ages for obvious reasons. Dying Light 2 was criticized heavily for redesigning the game after parting ways with Chris Avellone and stripping it of the really interesting RPG elements of choice and consequence, like I mentioned before. It still has this RPG-light feel at times, I actually prefer over the original, and gives off a larger sense of scale and influence over the world, even if it's surface level at best. The render distance on the different parts of the map, or gliding across the city and jumping off skyscrapers, is just hard to beat, honestly. There's a dynamic score that changes as you tie parkour movements together perfectly, and overall the soundtrack and score for the game is perfect. There's a very different apocalyptic feel this go around that feels less like the paradise gone to hell in Dead Island or the quaint slums of Dying Light. This time around it feels like a concrete jungle where warring factions of people are vying for control and you're the monkey in the middle. Weapons feel more scrappy and thrown together, there's more interiors to discover, and everything has just a bit more depth than the previous game. There's a Courier's Guild who serves as humanity's last line of defense against late Amazon packages.
I'm hearing more and more about you. The job you're doing. You're building up quite the reputation as a carrier. And in doing so, you're helping the guild to grow. We're already expanding our operations, even in this dangerous time.
Or the militaristic peacekeepers, the everyday survivors, and the renegade bandits that roam the open world. The pilgrims also roam the world, and they are friendly NPCs fighting and surviving. Or people posted up living in rooftop safe zones who offer merch to buy. The ground has become so dangerous that everyone has started living on the rooftops.
I always thought they chose him because of his rep. Him being the best and all. Nope. It's just that he was a one-man crew. Easier cleanup. The man in the house was patient zero. This was 6 weeks before the THV outbreak became public. The rats vanished him. I only got away because they were too busy covering up the rest.
6 weeks before? Jeez. If people had known then, that could have saved everybody.
Yeah. And the guys responsible are here somewhere. And when I find them, they'll wish the infection had found them instead of me.
The Night Runners are mostly long gone, but there's still a few lurking around. One being Hakan, who is voiced and motion captured by David Bell. David Bell is cited as the founder and leading pioneer of parkour. He helped with the parkour elements in both the original game and Dying Light 2.
Bell is also the founder of parkour, the art of movement that attracts millions of followers all over the world. He cooperated with the studio behind Dying Light.
There's plenty of jank to go around, and if you didn't expect that, and you're not happy with that, then well, see you later. These games have always had bugs and issues. It all just adds to the charm of it all. Dying Light 2 still has the same heart and soul Techland poured into Dead Island and Dying Light in times past. It's flawed, and had a rough development. And at this point, Dying Light the Beast might be the first game in both series to not be a difficult undertaking, other than scrapping it as a DLC due to it becoming more than originally intended, which is fine by me. Dying Light 2 had and still has its issues, but it is and always has been a fun experience. It's an amazing zombie game, and always did add a nice new perspective on the apocalypse compared to its brothers and sisters among the zombie genre, both in video games and film, or TV shows. It actually shares a lot with Dead Island, with more RPG elements and health bars, etc. The addition of character customization and light choice always makes it feel like a Fallout Light in some ways, but like I said, it's very surface level. Before the Beast would take hold, we did receive Bloody Ties and Arena Carnage. The Bloody Ties was the first and only story expansion. It was small, but added a fun layer of world building and character to Villedor at large. It was a nice change of pace with a ton of cool elements, but not the following by any means. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and the final episodes for the Dying Light and Dead Island series will release in 2026 when I cover Dead Island 2, both of its expansions, and Dying Light the Beast. The Dead Island 2 video will be the biggest video of the series, so stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled. I want to thank Osh, Midnight Medium, and Melancholy Geek as always for the love and support. I thank you all for watching, the Forge is calling, and I will see you all when the next video has been forged. Good night, and good luck.